Welcome to AI Brief, episode 246. I'm Amin.
And I'm Leah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into, well, some really fascinating AI breakthroughs.
Absolutely.
Today, we've picked out some key developments. A groundbreaking image editor, AI agents browsing the web, even how teachers are using these tools.
Yeah, it's quite a mix.
Our goal is really to give you that shortcut, get you the most important insights fast.
So let's start with Google's new model. It's been creating quite a buzz.
Right. This mystery model, the one they called Nano Banana in testing.
That's the one.
It just completely took over the image editing leaderboards.
Yeah.
And now we know it's Google's Gemini 2.5 flash image.
And what makes it stand out, really, is its knack for handling tricky multi-step edits.
Multi-step?
Yeah, like you ask it to do several things, and it does them while keeping all the details right, preserving the character's look. That's been a huge challenge. It shot straight to #1 on the LM Arena image edit leaderboard. And that's a pretty respected benchmark. Beat the competition by a lot.
So for you listening, if you're a creator or designer, what does this actually mean?
It means, well, much more fine-grained control.
Like you can tell it to do one thing, then another, and another.
Exactly. Multi-turn edits, you can layer changes, and it stays consistent. It can blend images, mix styles across scenes.
And I heard it uses world knowledge.
Yeah.
Like adding the right plans for a place.
It does. It uses its reasoning, its understanding of the world to make smart choices. You just ask in plain language, and it figures out, say, what plants belong in a desert scene.
That's bridging a real gap between just an idea and a polished image.
It is. Now, AI isn't totally replacing something like Photoshop yet, not for complex professional workflows.
Not yet.
But this Gemini model, it's a massive step closer to truly intelligent visual creation. Think about the speed, the iteration possibilities.
And the cost. Is it accessible?
Seems competitive, about 0.80399s per image through the API, so developers can build it into apps.
Which could mean
we might see a wave of new creative apps using this, like that Studio Ghibli-style boom idea, making complex aesthetics much easier to achieve.
Very interesting. Okay, let's shift gears. From creating images to helping us online. Anthropic.
Right. The makers of Claude AI. They're testing a Chrome extension.
Claude for Chrome. And the idea is to give Claude agentic control over your browser. That sounds significant.
It is. Agentic control basically means AI can do stuff for you in the browser, like a little assistant clicking around, filling forms, navigating, not just answering one question.
But doesn't that raise security questions, like prompt injections?
Absolutely. That's the big one. Prompt injection is where malicious instructions hidden in web content could potentially trick the AI into doing bad things. Anthropic says they're very focused on this. It's why they're doing a careful pilot test, just 1,000 subscribers, with special permissions and safety measures.
And we've seen this issue before, right, with other browser agents?
We have. Brave found vulnerabilities in Perplexity's agent, for example, so it's a known challenge in this space.
So, Anthropic is being cautious.
Seems so. And this new extension is apparently safer than an earlier tool they experimented with called computer use.
Integrating it into Chrome itself might be a smarter approach than a standalone thing.
Potentially, yeah, especially for people already using Chrome. Look, agentic browsing is still very new. Security is going to be the key thing to watch. But the potential to automate online tasks is huge.
Definitely one to keep an eye on.
Okay.
From browsers to classrooms. Anthropic also put out a report about how educators are using Claude.
Yeah, this is fascinating. They analyzed something like 74,000 conversations. It gives us a real peek behind the curtain, how teachers are actually using AI.
So what's the main takeaway?
Primarily, they're using it for administrative stuff, automating those time-consuming background tasks.
Like lesson planning.
Exactly. 57% used it for curriculum design, then about 13% for research support, and only 7% for grading student work. So mostly back-end help.
And they're building their own tools with it, too, using something called artifacts.
Right. Artifacts are like reusable bits Claude creates. Teachers are building interactive labs, grading rubrics, dashboards, custom stuff.
So it's good for the repetitive tasks, financial planning, records.
Seems like it. Less so, apparently, for the actual teaching or advising students directly, at least for now.
But you mentioned grading was only 7%. Yet it was controversial.
Ah, yes. Here's where it gets really interesting. Grading was the most debated topic in the report.
How so?
Well, they found that almost half, 49% of the conversations about assessment showed heavy automation.
Even though grading was rated as AI's weakest skill.
Precisely. So you see this tension, right? Educators want the automation for grading, it seems, but they also recognize AI isn't maybe quite there yet in terms of nuance or understanding.
That is a tricky balance. Speed versus, well, human judgment.
Exactly. And it highlights how AI use is going to vary wildly. School to school, teacher to teacher, it's still early days for adoption.
A really complex picture emerging there. Okay, let's quickly cover a few other updates making waves.
Sure. Google Translate's getting a big upgrade. A new practice mode for language learning.
Taking on Duolingo.
Sort of feels like it. Personalized exercises, feedback, tracking, plus better live translation for conversations in like over 70 languages. Rolling out now.
Wow.
Elsewhere.
Alibaba updated their video AI 2.2. It turns photos into realistic avatars that can talk or sing, enhancing their media stuff.
Trying to keep up in that space. Any legal news, AI and copyright is always bubbling up.
Definitely. Two major Japanese media companies, Nikkei and Asahi Shimbun, are suing Perplexity.
Perplexity again. And this is right after Perplexity launched a revenue-sharing plan for publishers.
The very next day.
Yep.
It really throws that whole debate how AI models use content and who gets paid into sharp focus, because that's some big precedents.
No doubt. What else is happening?
In the U.S., there's a new presidential AI challenge for K-12 students announced by Melania Trump, encouraging kids to build AI for community issues.
Getting the next generation involved. Any research news? Stanford put out a report on AI and jobs. It suggests a 13% drop in entry-level roles for professions considered AI exposed.
That's something many people are worried about.
And for the scientists listening, AI2 unveiled ASTA, a set of agentic tools specifically for research tasks, assistance evaluation tools.
Making AI useful in the lab. And finally,
Scale AI landed a big $99 million contract with the U.S. Department of Defense to help the Army adopt AI more broadly.
AI in defense continues to be a major investment area. Okay, before we wrap up, let's highlight a few trending tools you might want to check out.
First, obviously, Gemini 2.5 Flash Image, Google's new powerhouse for image editing.
Then there's 2.2 S2V, that's the open source version of Alibaba's speech-to-video AI.
Google Translate with those new live translation features we mentioned.
Adobe Firefly, their creative AI platform, which is now integrating that Gemini 2.5 Flash image model.
Scrybe, that's the one that helps find viral ideas and generate LinkedIn posts using AI. Could be handy.
Qoder develops actual software with an agentic IDE, like an AI coding partner.
DeckSpeed creates presentation slides from prompts. Quick and personalized.
And Rewrait, an AI writing assistant aimed at improving workflow and productivity.
So, quite a few tools reflecting these trends.
We've definitely covered a lot today, from super precise image editing, agentic AI helping online, to the complex ways AI is fitting into education and even defense.
The pace is just relentless, isn't it? And the variety, it's touching almost every field, opening up possibilities we couldn't imagine just a short while ago. AI is really becoming an active part of things.
It really is. So a final thought for you to consider. How much more agentic, how much more active do you see AI becoming in your own work, or even just your daily life, maybe in the next year or so? Something to think about.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. If you found it useful, please do consider following AI Brief. It helps us keep bringing you these updates.
And share it with anyone else you think wants to cut through the noise and get informed quickly.
Until next time.